Everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. This time around, we're going to be talking about the 1999 film The Green Mile, starring Tom Hanks as Paul Edgecombe, David Morse as Brutus Brutal Howell, Bonnie Hunt as Jan Edgecombe, the late Michael Clarke Duncan as John Coffey, James Cromwell as Warden Hal Moores, Michael Jeter as Edouard Delacroix, Graham Greene as Arlen Bitterbuck, Doug Hutchinson as Percy Wetmore, Sam Rockwell as Wild Bill Wharton, Barry Pepper as Dean Stanton, Jeffrey DeMunn as Harry Terwilliger, Patricia Clarkson as Melinda Moores, and about the only other well-known actor in this one is Harry Dean Stanton as Toot Toot, who, by the way, provides some of the funniest scenes in this movie for what little bit of humor there is in this movie. He provides some absolutely hilarious scenes. Well, there's one other well-known actor, William Sadler as Klaus Dieterich. So basically, The Green Mile, it's from the same director as The Shawshank Redemption, so you know it's a great movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love The Green Mile. So, Green Mile is set, I believe it's in Louisiana. Most of the movie takes place in 1935, during the Great Depression, where the lead character, played by Tom Hanks, Paul Edgecombe, is the supervisor of the death row section at Cold Mountain State Penitentiary. And, you know, he's in charge of all the death row executions. And so, he sees a lot in his time there, but 1935 was the most important one for him because it's the year that John Coffey walked the Green Mile. Now, a lot of death row places were called the Last Mile, but theirs was called the Green Mile because the floor was painted the color of faded lines, according to Paul. And John Coffey, he is on death row because he's accused of raping and murdering two little girls. They come to find out as the movie progresses that Paul especially does not believe that he actually did it. You come to find out that John possesses legit miracle healing powers. He heals Paul of a bladder infection. He fixes the mouse, Mr. Jangles, who's amazingly, as much as a mouse can be a central character in a movie, he is a central character. Albeit he's still a mouse. And he also heals the warden's wife of her brain tumor. So this movie, for me, it's one of those quintessential, almost perfect movies. It's definitely, in terms of prison movies, up there with The Shawshank Redemption. In terms of just overall great movies, it's one of the best. Simple storyline, like I said, John Coffey sent to death row for accused of raping or murdering two little girls. It's just the progression of him through the film, performing his miracles, gaining the trust of the guards that are assigned to look after him, and they even come to love and respect John Coffey for what he can do and who he is. It's a very emotional movie at times. It draws you in. It's, in my opinion, the finest performance of Michael Clarke Duncan's career, the late Michael Clarke Duncan, I might add, and it draws you in from the very beginning, which is key because the one thing that I'd say is a downer about this movie, it is over 3 hours long. It's a very long movie, but it keeps you intrigued and involved in the movie so that it just doesn't get to a point where it feels like, oh my god, is this movie ever going to end? But that is a bit of a downer. It is a long movie, but it is well worth the watch. Especially as you get to the end, and you really can relate to John Coffey's character. How he's a simple giant of a man, who possesses a gift from God. You don't even have to be religious to like this movie. It's just a great movie with a good storyline, and it just has a lot of feel-good moments to it that continually draw you in emotionally and keep you intrigued throughout the movie. Tom Hanks as Paul Edgecombe is just brilliant. One of the other intriguing characters in this is Sam Rockwell as Wild Bill Wharton. provides kind of one of the actual bad guys that's on death row during the movie. And you come to find out that he actually committed the murders that John Coffey is on death row for. So yeah, basically, John Coffey is innocent all along, but there's no way that they can prove it to free him, unfortunately. And it just, so the movie starts in present time in 1999. Most of the movie takes place in 1935, and at the very end it goes back to present time, 1999. And you'll find out why, if you watch the movie. But yeah, like I said, one of the most emotional movies I ever watched. Almost brought me to tears the very first time I watched it, just how emotional it is and how much you feel and relate to John Coffey's character. And like I said, there's some funny moments in it with Harry Dean Stanton as Toot Toot. I just watched it again for God knows how much. This is like the 100th time I've watched this movie. I don't know, and it still has me laughing. It doesn't quite bring me to tears, but I mean, it still draws you in emotionally. You feel for all the characters in the movie, especially John Coffey. So there you are, folks. If you've never seen The Green Mile, I highly recommend it. It is one of the most fantastic films ever made, and you will not be disappointed, all right? So there you are, folks. That's all we have for this week. As always, if you like this movie, feel free to leave a thumbs up. If you feel the need, leave a comment down below, and if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe to my channel. All right, folks, that's all we have for you this week. We'll catch you next week for another episode. Take care.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.